Here on the Creative Thinker Podcast, we discuss all theories, philosophy, and thought behind the creative process. And we hope that you find some inspiration along the way.
Hello and welcome to the Creative Thinker Podcast. My name is Henry Moon and I am joined by
Michael Vasquez, and we're here to tell you a little bit of what we have been up to this last couple of weeks. Happy New Year's, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, whatever you're celebrating over the holidays. Happy holidays. I hope everyone had a great one with family and is starting off the new year very well.
So good to be back.
Yes. Oh my gosh, it is so good to be back. We're just gonna give you a little update what we've been up to. While we've been on our hiatus. I think the last podcast we put out was our Dragons episode, and that was around Thanksgiving time.
Very well received. Thank you for that. As you can
Yes.
see, we've renewed the studio. I've cleaned up, sort of polished all the wood items in here. We've oiled. I don't know what else. I mean, we've got new lights. We've got new microphones. We've got new sound systems. Hopefully, this is the best year that we've ever had. I know it will be. We've already put in so much work in planning out every episode this year. Already, we have down, and all that's left is the research and the recording. So I'm really happy with how we used our time over the holiday season. Hopefully you are as well. But one of the things that I'm really excited about, we've talked about for a long time, is having a series of episodes where we take a deep dive into the mythology of a game or a TV show and bring to you sort of all of the elements that we found really cool. And so we have our little Master Chief here. What does that mean, Michael?
It means we're going to be digging into just the Halo series, the Halo TV show on Paramount Plus, which I think is also the first season's on YouTube currently. And we're going to be digging into those episodes. Controversial first season, so I'm going to come in with the hot takes. Because I am the Halo lore expert here, I think, at the moment. But we're both getting very immersed in Halo lore now. But we're going to dig into this series. We're going to talk about the pros, the cons, how to use the things that they did well and didn't do well into your stories, and just give our reactions, and then dig just a little bit into the world, and again, see what you can take from the things that we bring, the things that we talk about, and how you can use them in your creative life. So the Halo series, I'm super excited for that because that is something I know a lot about. I've been in the Halo series since a wee young lad, and I'm very excited for this. The Halo TV show, the Halo movie has been something that's been talked about since I think like 2010. So for it to finally come out almost 13, 14 years later, it's really exciting. And I can't wait to go over these episodes. I'm really excited.
And if you're wondering why Halo, why does this story matter to me now? Not only is it just fun to go over because of the nostalgia, but the real reason is because this is a huge, probably multi-billion-dollar story by now. And so they've got so many sci-fi elements, regular just like storytelling elements, and even some fantasy stuff that we can apply to our own stories. It's going to be really helpful for us to see how thousands and thousands of people could come up with this story all together and make it coherent and all part of all canonical, right?
Yeah.
So that's going to be a really useful study for us when we're single creators or small staff, etc. The next thing that we're going to be jumping into is polishing off the Roween episodes. So for part of the year, I'm not even sure how far that's going to go. We're just going to be wrapping up the story of Roween so we can finish off the booklet that will be part of a little surprise that's going to be at the end of this episode. I can't wait to share that with you. But yeah, so we're going to be polishing that off, finishing off our world creation, and talking about the process of creating that booklet, that playthrough PDF for you guys to run your own stories on. So that's a really big thing that's coming up. And I know a lot of people out there work on their own one-shots and things like that. So this will hopefully be the part of the process that's not only world building, but also creating that final product that maybe you can make a few bucks off of at the end, nice and polished with artwork and things like that.
Yep. Super excited about that. And then on that note, we're also going to be diving a little bit more into our D&D technical advice, right? So we've talked about Roween. We can talk about how you can use that for any type of setting, but specifically we've been talking about D&D as the avenue for our creation. And so we're going to just dive in a little bit more. I've heard some feedback about some of the monsters and things that we've talked about. What's the stat block for that? What can we go a little bit more in depth? How would you use that as a side quest? How would you use that as a BBEG? And we try and hit all those points, but I think we're going to dive specifically into D&D technical advice, how to use this, how to run it as a game master or a dungeon master, how to use it as a player. I'm super excited for that because D&D has been a part of our lives we played a super long session. What was it, like last week? That was almost a 12-hour session. We have a love for D&D specifically. That's the system we play, so that's why we are going to be going so in depth into it. I know you can transcribe into a bunch of different other sessions or settings, but that's what we're looking forward to talking more about, and trying to give that inspiration to you as well.
And it's all about growing that campaign, growing your confidence in what you're doing, and finding a way to connect your players to your story so that you guys can connect to each other, right? That's what TTRPGs are all about.
Yeah,
So make sure
absolutely.
you stay tuned for that. We're also going to be including our fun in the podcast. We like to joke
Yeah.
with each other. We like to be a little bit silly at times,
Mhm.
and hopefully that brings you as much joy as it can possibly, because we can't do anything else. That's just who we are. So we're
Mhm.
going to bring that fun. And just like we always do, we're going to leave in that inspiration in the middle of the episode. We tried to take that out once last year, and we got so much feedback about how that was like they were missing that. That was a part of the episode they were looking forward to. So don't worry. We're going to leave that in for 2024. We won't mess with it. If you guys are enjoying it, we definitely do,
Mhm.
because it's just always nice to have at least one thing that you're feeling really positive about in your life every week. And we want to bring that to you from us so that you can be thinking about that in your own life. That's a really big part of just living a good, enriched, happy life. So we want to
Mhm.
bring that to you guys, and sort of pave the way by living what we speak, right?
Yep.
But here's the surprise.
Yeah, I'm super excited about the last thing that we're going to be bringing into the year 2024. We're trying to elevate our game up a little bit. Henry, go ahead and take it away.
So first of all, to preface this, we have merch available now. We
Oh,
have these
yes.
we have these shirts. Let me bring up the camera and make sure it's front and center here.
Oh yeah, here, let me move
Let
this
me
way. Yeah. All right,
shuffle
we have,
around.
I think these are the two colors you can get these shirts in. There's also mugs and stuff.
Stickers, posters. There's
Yeah.
also another design of the shirt that just has our logo.
Mhm.
It's each purchase helps us out a little bit. It's sort of one of those things where it's like, because we're not having to house the shirts or the stickers or any of that, they print it and send each one individually. So we get a very small percentage of that, but every little bit helps.
Mhm.
Because, like I said, we've been investing a ton into the show. We have new cameras, we have new lights, we have new sound equipment. Obviously, LEDs everywhere. So,
Yeah.
everything that we can get from that helps. We definitely have the t-shirts, stickers, posters, all that stuff
Mhm.
is available right now. Check that out. I wish I knew the link off the top of my head, but it's anyway,
We've been
it's on our
posting, yeah,
Instagram.
yeah, we've been posting on the Instagram, and maybe whenever this comes out, we'll do another repost of that.
For
But yeah,
sure.
it absolutely helps out, and it's super fun for us to see other people wearing these shirts, and even having the discussions of the podcast. It's been quite a ride. It's really fun to hear your friends and family talk about the podcast.
Yeah, it is. I had a coworker showed up wearing the t-shirt the other day. I
Hey,
was
that's
like, I
awesome.
didn't even know you listened.
Yeah, right,
So
right.
it was really cool. Uh,
We
yeah, any of the
appreciate it from the
discussions.
bottom of our hearts. We appreciate that, which leads us into the kind of big reveal.
We're building up a Patreon, sort of like, a place where we can give you guys our booklet that sort of gives our core principles, which we talk about, from in all of our episodes. It
Mhm.
talks about exponential creation. It breaks that down. It talks about the 4 pillars. It talks about all of the key pieces that we think makes a foundation for a good creator. And that's sort of the foundation we bring to every episode. But we don't always talk about it. And so it's a good booklet to have that breaks down all of our thoughts and feelings behind what we do.
Mhm.
It's a good reference material anytime you listen to the podcast. We're also going to be putting our Roween booklet on there
Mhm.
for the playthrough, and it's gonna have art, all the sections broken down of like the history, the location, and just everything built out in a nice way, including stats, so that you can just take it to the table and play through and enjoy yourself with
Mhm.
it.
Mhm.
So it'll have all the materials that make that a fun and enriching experience, and
Uh,
tons of other stuff.
yeah,
So we're
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
have like
We've been talking about,
podcast extensions and
yeah, yeah. We've been talking about, sometimes our episodes go a little long. We try and keep the episodes around 50 minutes to maybe an hour and 5 minutes at most. So let's just say we're in a conversation. You're like, you know what? Let's keep this conversation going. We'll probably cut the episode there and then finish the conversation. We'll add that onto the Patreon. Um, so many different ideas, so many different ways to do it. But that is going to be another avenue to where hopefully we can get a little bit of, part of the reason we do this is get a little bit of money. So just a little bit to help service a lot of the costs that we've been putting into the podcast, because a lot of this stuff we've been paying out of our own pockets, or thrifting to try and get these items, and it's a lot of time and effort. So it's just a way to kind of help offset that, because I think, man, just for some of the some of the topics that we're going to be talking about over the next couple weeks, man, the amount of hours that we spent. I think we
So
spent
much. Yeah.
2 hours kind of just quiet this morning, typing and getting ready for the topics that we're going to be discussing later.
And that was after 2 weeks of research,
Yeah,
respectively. So
So it's going to be. I'm excited. I'm super excited for the content that we're going to be putting out there, and definitely let us know if there's anything in particular that you want to see on that Patreon, because we want it to be something that helps you and inspires you in your own creative endeavors.
and one other idea we had, just to float it out there and to give you something else to give us feedback on, is having basically live Q&A with either one of us or both of us, to sort of like ask your questions about your campaigns, ask your questions about whatever is on your mind, suggest topics, things like that. So basically a way for us to mutually pick each other's brains, us to you, you to us. So all that stuff is on there, and or will be on there. And please give us feedback. We love hearing from you guys. We love talking story. We love talking mythology, all that stuff. So hang with us for 2024. Thank you again for staying with us over the holiday season. Really appreciate that so much.
Absolutely. 2024 is going to be amazing for us. I can't wait for you guys to see everything that we're talking about, and get ready, because we're about to go into a lot of detail about a lot of different things, and hopefully that really, really scratches that itch for you guys.
Wherever you are, all across this wonderful little globe of ours, thank you for joining us. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.